The last time Manchester United were on a 5-game winning streak, the opponent that brought that run to an end was Tottenham. And Spurs beat United here last season at Wembley. It was on the back of a 5-match winning run for Jose Mourinho. Can Ole Gunnar Solskjaer go one better here today? It is over a decade since Manchester United Football Club last won 6 games in a row. Well, Tottenham made 8 changes in the FA Cup at Tranmere. They've had to play in the League Cup since then. Manchester United have spent the past week warm weather training in Dubai. Paul Pogba did not play in the FA Cup last weekend, but he does come back in today. Chris Smalling misses a 7th straight match. Reminder of the teams: Lloris in goals for Spurs, back 4, Trippier, Alderweireld, Vertonghen and Ben Davies, 100th Premier League appearance for the Welshman. 3 in the middle of the midfield: Moussa Sissoko, Harry Winks, Christian Eriksen, and then up front a 3 of Son, Dele Alli and Harry Kane. For Manchester United, David De Gea in goal. Ashley Young comes into play at right back from the last league game, preferred to Valencia. Lindelof and Jones are the 2 central defenders. Luke Shaw at left back. In midfield, Herrera and Matic in the middle. Pogba will push through the middle, we think, today, with Martial on the left, Lingard on the right, and Marcus Rashford up front. Big crowd at Wembley. Referee is Mike Dean. Tottenham wearing white, Manchester United in red. We are about to get started. Well, whatever debate there is about Tottenham in the title race, if they don't win this game, well then surely they will be out of the reckoning for the league. We welcome listeners tuned our way right around the world on the BBC's World Service to Wembley in North London, where Manchester United have possession with Pogba midway inside his own half, clears it left-footed, and a rather aimless clearance that's just giving possession back to Tottenham. And Ben Davies, who's got infield of him Harry Winks, and now back to the defence. And Toby Alderweireld alongside Jan Vertonghen today. Vertonghen's first game in over a month, but Danny Mills, Pochettino would have wanted Vertonghen in for this one.
Often it's about experience in those centre-back positions. I've watched him quite a lot in training. There might be 1 or 2 times where he has to suck a little bit of oxygen. He might be breathing a little bit heavy at times, especially with Rashford trying to run in behind him. It's a very, very settled Tottenham side. I think at the moment United will let them have it at the back, bring them on, and then almost try and play on the counter-attack.
After wins against teams at the bottom half of the table, this has been very much lauded as the first big test for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Will Manchester United's caretaker manager be as gung-ho here at Wembley as he has been in the opening games in the job? These are 2 sides who've scored 40 goals between them in their last 6 games in all competitions. Trippier with a chance to cross from the right for Tottenham. Good whip on that, but too high for Kane, and it goes over everyone and harmlessly out for a goal kick. 0-0 at Wembley on 5 Live.
What was fabulous about that? Vertonghen sprayed the ball out wide. Trippier was on the ball. Luke Shaw went to engage him, but then Sissoko, absolutely lung-busting run down the outside of him on the overlap. Luke Shaw had no option but to go with him, and that allowed Trippier just to whip that ball across the face of goal. Unfortunately for Tottenham, it was a little bit too high for Harry Kane, but that's incredibly brilliant, unselfish running from Sissoko.
Harry Kane, who doesn't have a fantastic record against Manchester United in the Premier League, certainly compared to the standards of against other opponents. He's only scored twice in 9 Premier League matches against Manchester United so far, and of all the teams that he has scored against in the Premier League, he's got the worst minutes per goal record against Manchester United, does Harry Kane. He'll be looking to improve on that today. I'm sure he'll have been interested to see Phil Jones and Victor Lindelof as the 2 centre-backs that he'll be facing. Manchester United come forward. Lindegaard runs into the penalty area, but out comes Lloris, and he makes a save right on the edge of his penalty area. Lloris, wearing dark shade of purple, rolls it out underarm to Alderweireld, who scored against Manchester United a few seasons back. A 3-0 win for Spurs at White Hart Lane 3 years ago. Luke Shaw clips it forward over the halfway line for Manchester United, but they're not holding on to the ball at all in Tottenham territory, and Son nips in to win it back for Spurs, and they have it at the back with Vertonghen. This is Son's last game before he goes to join the Koreans in the Asian Cup. Last game for Spurs. Alderweireld takes no chances with Lingard buzzing around him, and he just rolls it back to Lloris once again.
Manchester United are playing a very high front three at the moment. Martial on the left, Lingard almost through the middle. It was almost a false nine, and Rashford on the right, and that's going to allow the Tottenham fullbacks to get forward. Trippier's got a ball a couple of times. Ben Davies stood all on his own at the moment as the ball gets pinged out to him. I think that's definitely an area that Tottenham can exploit if that Manchester United front three are going to stay very, very high up the pitch.
Ball goes out of play right in front of the technical areas, and for the first time we see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer determinedly striding out right to the edge of the technical area. He's got an instruction from Matic, and he's waved his hand towards Matic to sort of indicate stay a little bit deeper. I think that was the message for the Sir. Pochettino and Solskjaer standing within a few metres of each other down on the halfway line. Pochettino in a stylish dark coat, Solskjaer in more of the sporting sort of manager's jacket. A little bit more retro throwback to that one, actually, and the jacket Alex Ferguson used to wear back in the day. Alderweireld backtracks into his penalty area, and again nothing fancy at the back from Spurs. He's happy to clear that out for a throw in to Manchester United down the right hand side. Danny Mills.
And it has to be done at times. You know, first and foremost, you're a defender. Your first job is to stop the opposition from scoring. Yes, we want to see players get the ball down, play out when it's on and the right time to do so. Sometimes you just got to clear your lines.
Ashley Young takes the throw in from the right hand side, picked out Rashford, challenged by Harry Kane on the edge of the Tottenham penalty area, and then the ball is cleared away and that goes out. Lindelof happy to see it out, knowing that it was going to be a Manchester United throw. Tottenham, who have lost 4 of their 8 Premier League matches that they've played here at Wembley against top 6 teams. This is Young, midway inside his own half under pressure from Eriksen, and that's a glorious pass across the field. Loads of time over there for Luke Shaw to control it and cruise up towards the halfway line. Big crowd at Wembley. Matic scoops it over the top. That's aimless. That's nowhere near his teammates, and it runs through. And a few wolf whistles from Tottenham fans as it carries through to Hugo Lloris, who's had a much better record this season than his opposite number today, David De Gea, in terms of clean sheets. 17 Premier League appearances for Lloris this season, 8 clean sheets in those 17 games. For David De Gea, this is his 22nd game of the Premier League. He's only kept 2 clean sheets this season. The Tongan at the back rolls it short into the centre circle, gets it back from Dele Alli. Pressure applied by Matic, and now Alderweireld, who made his Tottenham debut against Manchester United many years ago, tries to play an ambitious ball out to Trippier on the wing, but he's overstruck it, and that goes out for a Manchester United throw. Taken quickly by Shaw to Pogba, who can't control it. Kane tries to steal it off him. Pogba with a sliding tackle on Harry Kane on the edge of the penalty area, which the referee says is a fair challenge, and the ball goes back to David De Gea.
I thought it was a foul, actually. And then Harry Kane is penalised on the far side. Can't believe it. The first one, Harry Kane turned away. Pogba gave him a little nudge in the back just before he made the sliding challenge. Of course, Mike Dean, referee, once celebrated a Tottenham goal, did he?
What was it, because he allowed the play on? He was pleased.
Well, he says that, you know.
How cynical, Daddy, how cynical.
Would I ever believe a referee? Well, I'm not sure. Mike
Dean, referee today, has shown more than a card every 2 games that he's been in charge of in the Premier League this season. Tottenham have had to retreat here as Manchester United attack down the right-hand side, and it goes out for a throw, and this is level with the edge of the penalty area that Manchester United are attacking down the right-hand side. Young comes forward to take the throw. Yellow boots to match the yellow ball he holds above his head. Throws it short to Rashford, still playing in this right wing position which Danny described earlier on. Ball goes out of play off the shins of Young, and that's going to be a throw in to Tottenham. Mind you, with your Leeds connection, Danny, I'm sure there'll have been spies watching all the training grounds. They'll have known that Rashford was going to play on the right tonight.
I'm sure they did. I can't believe how much of that was made out of it. They did nothing wrong. We just stood watching training. It could have been anybody doing that. So many. You know, how many open sessions do you have? You know, internationals where how many people are actually in the stadium? The stadium's not closed, is it? All those type of things. No, I think. And actually, I love what Bielsa said afterwards. Yeah, I did it, and I've done it for years.
Here at Wembley, 0-0 between Tottenham and Manchester United. Eriksen's put a great ball forward, and Son is onto it. Manchester United defenders retreating. Phil Jones looks over to see if there's a flag. There isn't. Son into the penalty area. This is Wings. Good shot. Did it clip De Gea on the way across? It's still in play. It flashed in front of the Manchester United goal mouth. Trippier with a nutmeg on Shaw. Shaw tries to bite back. Trippier with the low cross that's headed out for a corner by Jones. That is the first exciting moment of the game, and a lightning fast counter-attack from Tottenham.
Fabulous play started by Son down this left-hand side. Koenigsegg played an exquisite little ball just in behind the Manchester United defence. Harry Winks came onto it, and it was almost like he was in two minds. Did he shoot? Did he cross it? In the end, didn't really do either. I think it was a cross in the end, but there was nobody at the far post just to get a simple tap in.
Here comes the corner from the right-hand side, acrobatically cleared by Pogba as far as Winks, and he blazes it over the top. So we played 9 minutes at Wembley. Tottenham have had 2 chances. Both of them have fallen to Harry Winks, who's not scored yet this season.
Pogba's lucky. That's a real poor clearance. As it comes in, it's about waist high, and he does a karate kick style challenge. No need to do that.
It was a very Paul Pogba challenge.
Well, there was no real pressure on him, and it fell straight to Harry Winks on the edge of the box. He could quite have easily smashed it in the back of the net. And so I'm saying that sometimes you just got to put your foot through it, or head it, or do whatever.
It was a little bit flashy from Pogba. Sort of side volley off the outside of his right boot in a crowded penalty area. He gave it straight to Winks in a dangerous position, and Manchester United relieved they weren't punished. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 0. Long clearance from De Gea, controlled by Eriksen near the centre circle. Helps it back to Vertonghen. On his right shoulder is Alderweireld, and he'll turn and give it back to Hugo Lloris, back behind him. So Tottenham have had 2 attempts at goal in the opening 10 minutes. Still no goals though at Wembley. Full house here. Chipped out by Lloris to Trippier, who controls on his chest right up against the chalk of the touchline. Short pass back to the edge of the penalty area to Alderweireld, and now his teammate Vertonghen inside the box will come forward, the Belgian, with long strides, lays a short ball back to Alderweireld. Manchester United allowing the Tottenham central defenders to have it there. They don't want to get sucked in. Matic back helping out the back four, makes a challenge on Dele Alli. Now Manchester United go long. Lingard is after this. Good pace to get there ahead of Alderweireld. Sissoko is back defensively. This is Pogba, midway inside the Tottenham half. Sprays it to the near touchline to Herrera. Right wing position with Young available behind him. Here's the cross from Young. Very dangerous. Back post. Lingard turns, shoots, no composure. Puts it over the top. Jesse Lingard, who scored big goals at Wembley before. That is by far Manchester United's best chance. He couldn't hit the target.
Outstanding touch from Herrera on this right hand side, and just laid the ball back for the cross, and it was whipped in. It was a brilliant ball in from Ashley Young. Nobody really attacked it in the middle of the goal, and when it fell to Lingard at the far post, had a good touch initially and then just snatched at it, didn't quite follow through, leaning back and sliced it high and wide over the bar.
It's been a lively start to the game. Here come Tottenham again. Eriksen attempting a low crossfield pass.
3-on-2 corner.
Now this is dangerous. 3-on-2 for Manchester United. Martial towards the edge of the penalty area. Good anticipation. Rashford shoots low on target, but no power. Saved by Hugo Lloris. Now he had Lingard inside him, but Rashford only had eyes for goal.
Ball wasn't quite the right angle for Rashford to step over it. Had there been a bit more pace on it, another yard of angle on the ball, he could have stepped over it, and Lingard would have been in on the goalkeeper Lloris, one-on-one. But a good counter-attack. Tottenham got to be very, very careful.
0-0 at Wembley. Sense of big occasion as Dele Alli shuffles it out wide to the left-hand side of the Manchester United penalty area. Kane has to run out there to keep it alive. Now Winks in a more central position to Son on the right-hand side. Gets his head down, pushes it to the right. Low cross from Trippier, blocked away by Herrera, and out for another Tottenham corner. Both teams attacking end-to-end of the moment with 12 minutes played.
Trippier could be key in this game. He's getting forward at every opportunity. Manchester United seem quite happy to let him and Ben Davies have the ball in wide positions. They've got to be very, very careful, because especially with Trippier, he's got excellent delivery.
So here comes the corner from Kieran Trippier from the right-hand side. Good whip on that out-swinging header from Ben Davis, wasn't towards goal. And Manchester United could be able to counter-attack here again. Matic goes long. What a pass that is to Lingard, who receives it and helps it on to Martial. Difficult bounce in front of the Frenchman, but he gets it under his control. Sissoko's the defender. Martial crosses, headed away by Winks. Good tracking back from the Tottenham midfield. The end-to-end nature of this game continues.
Yeah, Winks did very well in the end. Initially it was his poor positioning that allowed Lingard to get in. I mean, 2-on-2 again at the back for Tottenham. They're being very, very brave. They're pushing both full-backs up the pitch at the same time, very, very high. That's almost twice now that they've been caught with a counter-attack.
13 minutes on the clock. Young from a right full-back position, whips it into the centre. Phil Jones passes on to Luke Shaw. Manchester United come over the halfway line on the left-hand side. Earlier on today, Everton beat Bournemouth by 2-0 in the 2:15 kickoff in the Premier League. Everton move above Wolves and into the top 10 in the Premier League for now. Rashford on the right wing, short pass back to Ashley Young. He goes direct. The run was made by Lingard, who continues to play through the centre. He was at Stamford Bridge yesterday, and Lingard kind of playing the position that Eden Hazard played for Chelsea yesterday.
It's a false nine, isn't it? You know, he's not playing, he's not the highest man up the pitch. You've got the Martial, who stays a little bit wider on the left-hand side. Rashford on this right-hand side, but slightly narrower. And then Lingard in a 9.5 position, should we call it?
A bit of a question mark here. Pogba putting pressure on Alderweireld. It looked like the last touch came off Pogba and it should have been a goal kick, but Mike Dean says no, it's a corner. Tottenham are not happy about that. The protests are continuing. Trippier speaking to the referee. Let's have a look at it here. It looks like Alderweireld plays it off Pogba.
No, it doesn't. It's one of those. It's a double ricochet. It hits
Alderweireld on the way out, right?
Yeah,
okay.
It hits him on the way back out again.
Okay, good decision, Mike Dean. Corner for Manchester United. Young has gone across to take it. Busy penalty area waits. Tottenham have brought everyone back inside the penalty area to defend this one. Ball being placed by Young. No real rush about it from Manchester United. They want to get this right. Whipped in. Lindelof was close but couldn't get a clean connection, and Sissoko clears away for Tottenham. Only as far as Shaw. Miscontrol by the former Southampton man. And that goes out for a Tottenham throw, which they take quickly. Onto Eriksen, who tries a fancy backheel volley, which doesn't pick out Son. Intercepted by Lindelof. And then another backheel, this time from Herrera. Also some party pieces on display at Wembley. Lingard jumps over the ball, tries to allow it run through to Martial. That doesn't happen, but Manchester United do hold on to possession. Matic to the near touchline, the Manchester United right. And picks out Ashley Young. Another direct ball over the top, looking for the run of Rashford, but it's overcooked, and that harmlessly goes out for a Tottenham goal kick.
Manchester United trying to stretch the game as much as possible. Anybody picks it up in and around the halfway line, their instant thought is, can I get Martial, Rashford or Lingard in behind the Tottenham defence? Can we exploit maybe a very, very slight weakness and obviously a discrepancy in pace between those three and the two Tottenham centre-halves?
Offside. Good ball, but Rashford is offside. It was wide anyway for Rashford. He tried to dink it over the onrushing goalkeeper, off target, but it wouldn't have counted. So 0-0 here between Tottenham and Manchester United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who only won 3 of the 18 games he was in charge of Cardiff in the Premier League, but one of those victories was against Mauricio Pochettino. Cardiff beat Southampton 5 years ago, 2014. So you could say that before taking this Manchester United job, a third of Solskjaer's wins as a Premier League manager did come against Pochettino. Davis with nutmeg there on Herrera to pick out Eriksen. Looking for the run of Son, but cut out by Lindelof. And now Ashley Young, right full back, plays it up over the halfway line. Not dealt with by Vertonghen. He should have had it there. It went through him, and Lingard's able to give it to Rashford on the right-hand side. No great support for the front three at the moment for Manchester United, so it's back into midfield to Herrera. He goes around Eriksen like he's not there. Good interception by Winks, though. Tottenham get it back. Dele Alli near the centre circle, under pressure from Lingard, who's not giving up here. Good work by Jesse Lingard, wins the ball back for Manchester United.
Yeah, and that's the difference. People will talk about, what Solskjaer has done, but the player's attitude is dramatically different. Would Lingard have done that, chasing back under Mourinho? Well, he didn't. Simple as that. We did not see that. Now that's not just down to coaching. Players have got to take a huge amount of responsibility for their
Here's
poor
a chance
performances.
for Manchester United. Pogba releases Martial, cutting in off the left wing into the penalty area. Good feed from Martial, shot on target as well, and saved off the legs of the goalkeeper and out for a corner. He kept going there, Martial, and he got the shot on target.
I think Lloris was a little bit fortunate in the end. The shot was straight at him. Sometimes one of those ones that squirm through the legs. It was initially Trippier who had a bad touch, who allowed the ball to be played in behind. Martial running, quick feet, defenders backing off, scared to put a tackle in. He was a little bit unlucky in the end.
Yeah, it was very good feed from Martial. There was a bit of Thierry Henry and his pump about that, just rolling the ball, dragging along with his studs, but at very high speed in the penalty area, causing all sorts of consternation for the Tottenham defence. Right, here comes the resultant corner, played in by Young, in swinging, cleared away by Harry Kane. Big boot on it from the Tottenham number 10, and that returns possession all the way back into the Manchester United half away to our left. 0-0, 5-0 for the BBC in the Premier League.
That's a proper clearance. The ball comes in. He's not trying to smash it. He's not trying to kung fu kick it. He's just allowed the ball to come onto his foot and just stroked it away nice and comfortably, and he clears it 50, 60 yards up the pitch.
By the way, the last competitive playing appearance of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's career was here at the new Wembley. He came on as a sub, FA Cup final 2007, went into extra time against Chelsea, but Manchester United were beaten. That was his last game as a player. Here he is, back at Wembley, now as interim manager of Manchester United. Possession with Vertonghen for Tottenham. The ball now is Harry Winks, who's had the two shots that Spurs have created in this game. Winks, who only has had 2 shots all season, 18 Premier League games for today, 2 shots in those 18 games. He had 2 shots here inside the opening 9 minutes of the game. He's on the ball again, gives it to Dele Alli on the left, nutmeg on Herrera brings him down. Referee says play on because it did roll through to Eriksen anyway. And now Ben Davies makes a run into the penalty area. Lindelof is brave because Davies went cannoning into him, and the referee says that was a bit dangerous from Davies, and he's given a free kick to Manchester United inside their own penalty area.
Davies couldn't see the ball coming. It was coming over his shoulder. He was trying to look at that. Lindelof was coming across to intercept it, and they just collided. Be fair to both players. They both got up, shook each other's hands. Neither made a particular meal of it.
Reminder 6:06 with Alistair Bruce Ball and Chris Hutton coming up after the live football here from Wembley. Harry Kane into Son. Eriksen tries to play it on first time, but it was all a bit rushed, and his pass went straight to Luke Shaw. Terrible clearance from De Gea. Gives the ball to Trippier. Tottenham remain inside the Manchester United half for now. Sissoko, though, will turn and roll it back into his own half. Vertonghen, left-footed, graceful ball out towards Trippier, but intercepted by Luke Shaw. And again, nothing fancy in defence. He just heads it out for a Tottenham throw. Taken by Trippier into the penalty area to pick out Dele Alli. A rather wild cross from the right hand side, goes across the penalty area and out of it, and just about kept in play by Ben Davies up from left back. He's challenged by Rashford. Tottenham throw midway inside the Tottenham half, left hand side of the pitch as Tottenham come forward. 0-0. Davies gives a little wag of his left hand, wants someone to make a run for him. No one does, so it's going to be, he doesn't know what it's going to be. He's turning and twisting one way and the other. Eventually gives it short to Son. Back to Davies again. Middle of the midfield, left-hand side, and then a challenge by Rashford will put it out for another throw-in, but this time for Manchester United. Well, we're almost midway through the first half, Danny. If all the talk was that this was to be the first real test for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, how do you think he's passing it so far, the opening quarter of the game?
They're doing okay. They've clearly got a lot of respect for Tottenham. They're a very good side. They're allowing the ball to go wide. They've decided that the least danger is letting the full-backs have the ball. They're trying to stop Tottenham coming through the middle. They're making sure that area is very, very congested at times. They've had a couple of decent counter-attacks as well. But United, they're being brave. They're leaving 3 players up front at times. Just got to be careful they don't get caught out with that.
And that's true, and it is interesting that they haven't... if anything, the counter-attacking's been done by Manchester United. United back four sitting rather deep, not allowing much room for Son and Kane to run into. This is Herrera. Middle of the midfield for Manchester United, turns and rolls it back to Phil Jones, and now into space for Luke Shaw on the left-hand side. Short ball onto Martial. Now it's played by Matic, but he doesn't like it immediately. Eyes up to the heavens. That was overcooked and straight through to Hugo Lloris, who immediately bowls it out to the left-hand side to Ben Davies. Tottenham fans urging their team to get forward. Harry Winks. Chased down by Rashford. Eriksen will roll it back into the Tottenham half once again. And this is Vertonghen on the edge of his own penalty area. Some of the Tottenham fan substitutes are set to warm up. Solskjaer gives a little glance at them, see who might be getting involved as the game progresses. Vertonghen on the ball again midway inside his own half. It's the 4:30 kickoff from the Premier League on this Sunday on 5 Live from the BBC. Son has it, just inside Manchester United territory. Little drag back to himself. Rolls it infield to Vertonghen. Now on to Harry Winks. Further out to the right-hand side, Trippier. Direct ball, looking for Harry Kane. He's not been in the game all that much so far, and immediately it's taken off his toe, but Sissoko wins it back again. Short pass to Eriksen, onto Davis on the left-hand side. Further outside of him is Son, attacking the Manchester United penalty area now. Tottenham fans getting to their feet. Low ball from Son is clever to pick out Dele Alli. Edge of the 6-yard box, tries to turn and slot it back across the edge, but cut out by Herrera, and Manchester United clear. Up to Lingard, who wants to continue the forward momentum here, but he's held up in midfield a little bit. Maybe Shaw can come forward on the left-hand side. Tottenham players falling back into formation now, and any chance of a counter-attack is gone.
Tottenham are playing 2-on-2, 3-on-3 at the back all the time. It's a brave gamble from Tottenham. If United can just get a little bit of quality into those central areas and those forward players, it's a great opportunity to really get at the Tottenham defence.
Sissoko tries to play the 1-2 with Dele Alli, comes back to Dele Alli in the penalty area, dummies and shimmies, and then sends it across off the shins of Matic and out for another Tottenham corner again on the right-hand side.
No idea what the stats are, but the way that I'm watching it, Tottenham are slightly on top. They're having more dominant possession in the attacking third. You probably expect that at home. More settled side as well, although obviously United are in good form, have been scoring a lot of goals lately.
60-40 is the possession stats in Tottenham's favour. Here's a chance. Harry Kane, as the corner fell to his feet, he turned, but it was smothered immediately by the leg of a defender. Manchester United getting plenty bodies back behind the ball. Alderweireld in towards the penalty area. Herrera acrobatically clears away, and another chance of a Manchester United counter-attack, and it's the speed of Rashford. Rashford down the right-hand side. With Lukaku on the bench today, there's pace up front for Manchester United. Here is Pogba, just outside the D, on his left boot, doesn't fancy the shot, gives it to Martial. Martial does fancy it, but he puts it up and over the top.
But just before that, how can Harry Kane be allowed to bring the ball down from a corner, on the penalty spot? Somebody from Manchester United was not doing their job. Manchester United were a little bit fortunate. Just having a look round though, Connor, at the moment, there's not a player for player. There's not a huge difference between these two teams. The two centre-backs for Tottenham, a little bit better than the United ones. And then Harry Kane up front. The rest, I think, are pretty much like for like.
I agree. And we've just seen a replay of that corner routine. Do you remember the World Cup where the England players used to shield Harry Kane and make space for him? Ben Davies did a very clever manoeuvre there. He was beside Kane. He got in between Kane and Jones, took a little back step that created just a pocket, which is all Harry Kane needed. And I think had Phil Jones scored there, had Harry Kane scored, I think Phil Jones would have been subject of a lot of scrutiny as to how he was allowed lose his marker.
And rightly so. You don't need spies on the training ground to go, Harry Kane's the top scorer. Do not let him get free inside the penalty area. It's not difficult, is it? And of course there's going to be a little bit of pushing, a little bit of shoving, blocking off. Your job is to stop Harry Kane scoring. Get hold of him. When the ball comes in, you let go of him so it's not a foul. Do whatever you have to do to not let him get free.
8 goals in his last 8 Premier League starts for Harry Kane, who did score against Manchester United at Old Trafford in August. That was a game that Spurs won by 3-0. 26 minutes on the clock at Wembley. Manchester United have a throw-in midway inside the Spurs half. Shaw gives it short to Pogba. Back again to Shaw. Now on to Rashford, who's got out to the left wing at the moment. Pogba out-muscled by Sissoko. And Sissoko will enjoy that against his fellow Frenchman. Tottenham give it long. Jones has got a head start on Son, and he allows it trickle out of play anyway. Throw in the Manchester United left full-back position. Big collision there between Sissoko and Pogba, and Sissoko came out the better of it. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 0. Pogba battling for it again near the halfway line. Alderweireld comes in and plays it high, hoofed forward. Lindelof backtracking on the edge of his own penalty area, wins the header. Herrera gets it down on the deck, and that's a clever pass out to the right hand side to Young, who will look up and deliver an attempted crossfield ball, but that was a poor execution. Bounced once in front of Trippier, and easy for the former Burnley and Manchester City man to intercept. This is Vertonghen, 15 yards inside the Tottenham half. Pressure being applied by Martial. Manchester United have switched the wide players. Martial has come to play on the right now. Rashford has gone to play on the left. Lingard remains the man through the middle. Alderweireld out to Trippier. Still midway inside his own half. Up towards Son now on the halfway line. Son, who's also had a quiet game relatively so far, gives it to Harry Kane. Now Manchester United defenders are backing away off Kane. He gets almost to the edge of the penalty area. Davis crosses from the left. Good ball. Son controls it. Can he still get a nibble here? He turns back at himself. Eriksen shoots. Blocked by Phil Jones. And the loose ball ricochets to Ben Davis on the left hand side. Tottenham still in the attack. Davis into the penalty area. Son tries to go around Matic. Now it sits up for Kane. He drills it in. Lindelof gets his body in the way. Son again, but he's offside. Son. He shot his blocks anyway. Tottenham thought it might have been a corner. It's going to be a free kick to Manchester United for offside, but that was like a pinball machine, Danny Mills, as the ball time and time again was drilled in by Tottenham players and time again repelled by Manchester United defenders.
The biggest difference between the two teams at the moment, when Tottenham go forward, their movement is exceptional. Players dropping into space, Harry Kane coming back towards his own goal, Son running in behind, there's interchange, and Manchester United cannot pick them up. When United go forward, it's almost in straight lines. You know, they're just looking for that out-and-out pace to get beyond the defenders at the moment. United just need a little bit more creativity in the final third.
Tottenham give it away in midfield. Pogba to the left. Rashford up and available. Gives it short back to Pogba. Those two exchanging passes a couple of times 10 yards outside the Tottenham penalty area. Now Herrera has a deeper position midway inside the Tottenham half. Martial on the right hand side gives in a low cross towards Lingard, easily dealt with by Alderweireld, and Son isn't able to control it for Spurs. However, part of the reason for that was he was being fouled by Matic, and there's a few ironic and sarcastic cheers from Tottenham fans as Mike Dean gives a free kick to their team.
Tottenham's movement is fabulous to watch. When they break, when they're going forward, Dele Alli, Eriksen, Sissoko, Harry Kane, Son, they're all able to go wherever they feel the space is. And they've played so long together now and done this for such an amount of time, it works seamlessly. The moment one drops out and creates space, someone else darts into it. United aren't quite at that level yet.
Here come Tottenham. Trippier low ball to Sissoko just outside the penalty area right hand side. He helps it onto Son. Back to Trippier. Good move from Spurs. Here's the cross. Dele Alli in. Should be. Must be. Is. Harry Kane's offside. Flag is raised on the far side. Dan Rabata, the assistant, raising the flag. Harry Kane thought he was in for a goal against Manchester United.
This is going to be very, very interesting to see. It's going to be tight. I do know that. Harry Kane thought he'd scored. Thought he'd taken the lead. Again, United allowing Trippier time and space to whip the initial ball in. Yeah, he's just offside. It's a very good spot in the end. Dele Alli, as it hits his hip and goes back towards the goal. Harry Kane onto it as quick as a flash in front of Lindelof to poke it home. It just strayed half a yard offside. But again, we talked about it earlier. Allowing Trippier to have the ball and whip the ball in. We know how good he is. We've seen what his delivery is like. It's big risk from Manchester United.
We've played 31 minutes, 0-0. Both teams have had chances. Martial's low shot saved by the legs of Hugo Lloris. And there, Dele Alli back across the face of goal. Sliding in was Harry Kane. Put it in the back of the net. I actually wondered, did he get the last touch, or did it come off Lindelof? For a moment I thought, would it have counted if it came in off Lindelof? I think the mere presence of Kane that close to goal in an offside position would certainly deem him active. Either way, goal disallowed. It remains scoreless here on 5 Live as Vertonghen rolls it to wings, back to Alderweireld. Pressure from Lingard, and Manchester United pinning Tottenham in a little bit here. The two central defenders pass it between themselves a few times, and now Sissoko comes back to help them out. But Tottenham still in their final third. Now they'll try to come forward. Good challenge though by Lindelof and Kane, and the ball goes out of play on the far side. Throw in for Tottenham. Match of the day 2 tonight on BBC 2 at 10:30. Mark Chapman will be joined by Jermaine Genius and Stephen Fletcher.
No real surprise, because Pochettino's been at the club a long time.
Darren Fletcher. Oh, well, I was wondering that, but I was thinking as such. I was given a written email that said Stephen Fletcher. Darren Fletcher on Match of the Day tonight. Apologies, Danny.
Manchester United and Tottenham, no surprise that Tottenham they're more organised, they're more cohesive. They're used to this way of playing. United at times, they're looking to press, and then one player's not quite doing it, and that's just allowing Spurs to play out from the back at times. They've dominated possession. United had a couple of half chances, tested Lloris a couple of times, but at the moment you have to say that it's Tottenham that are on top.
Right, here comes Christian Eriksen for Tottenham, midway inside the Manchester United half. Dele Alli scoops the ball high into the Manchester United penalty area, but easily dealt with by Ashley Young. And then under pressure from Son, he clears it away down that right wing for Manchester United, where Lingard has done well to keep it in play. Martial challenged by Vertonghen, and it goes out for a Manchester United throw. So as things stand in the Premier League, Liverpool top 57 points, Manchester City second with 50. A draw here would leave Tottenham in third place, 1 point behind City. And then Chelsea in fourth, Arsenal fifth, and Manchester United in sixth position. That is how it would be as things stand if this game was to finish as a draw. There's only been one 0-0 draw between Tottenham and Manchester United in the last 8 years. Lindelof gives it short to Martial, halfway line. Short pass back to Matic under pressure from Dele Alli. And Matic needs to retreat even further. He's got Lindelof back behind him. And now Phil Jones onto Shaw, and Manchester United can break into the Tottenham half once again. Long ball from Shaw. Pogba anticipated it, got there ahead of Vertonghen. Lingard is up with him. Arriving now is Martial. Tried to thread it through. A good run made by Rashford to get into the penalty area, but Martial unable to pick him out. Now maybe with Manchester United committing a few bodies forward, can Tottenham hit them on the counter-attack? Winks to the near touchline here to Ben Davies, who's cutting in from the left-hand side. Gets almost to the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Back to Winks again. Shoots wildly. Almost seemed to come off his shin there. It rather ugly, goes up and over the crossbar, and a goal kick to David De Gea. Still Tottenham 0, Manchester United 0.
That's his third effort from distance. That one a little bit too ambitious. There were better options. Sissoko is free at the far side, but again, when Tottenham break, they break very, very well as a team. Lots of movement, lots of incisive passing. Manchester United going the other way. When they get in that final third, they're almost relying on it's either one pass or one individual running at somebody. Not so much as a team collective for Manchester United going forward.
Rashford wins a header, but he can't pick out a teammate. Lloris to the edge of his penalty area. A good throw out to Eriksen, 15 yards inside his own half. The Dane with the yellow boots just nudges it outside of the right boot back to Vertonghen. Alderweireld to his right hand side. Lingard's doing a lot of running out of possession and closing down the Tottenham centre-backs. Now early in the game they were allowing them have it, but now Manchester United pressing a little bit more. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Vertonghen, 10 yards outside his own penalty area. Again, shuffles it on to Alderweireld, head up, looking to see what's on, gives it long over the top. Kane running after it, Lindelof's the defender. Kane does well to control, pulls it back dangerously across the face of goal. Eriksen was arriving, but there ahead of him was Young, and he puts it out for a throw.
Harry Kane did brilliantly, had no other option. Played it across the 18-yard box with 10 yards out from goal. Not quite sure, but Eriksen hadn't gambled.
I think if that was Son or if it was Dele Alli, they might have got onto it, but Eriksen wasn't fully committed. You're right.
It was almost like, I'll just wait and see what happens, and by the time he decided to go,
Dele Alli into the penalty area, long ball for the back from Alderweireld. It's a header, it's hope rather than expectation, I think, from Dele Alli there, and it sails over the crossbar. Still 0-0.
Tottenham definitely looking the more threatening. Manchester United had a couple of half chances very, very early on in the game. Haven't really tested Lloris, since then.
I mentioned earlier on about how Harry Winks had as many shots in the opening 10 minutes here as he had all season. He's now had more shots in this first half than he has in his other Premier League appearances combined this campaign. David De Gea took an age over that goal kick, and the Tottenham fans are on his back, and they feel he's time wasting already. It's a bit early for that. 37 minutes on the clock. Lingard onto Martial, back out on the left wing. Sissoko back to try and keep tabs on him. Trippier's able to retreat and tried to cover a decoy run by Luke Shaw. Down in the penalty area goes Pogba, lost his own footing, and Tottenham clear the ball away. De Gea comes out of his penalty area, and right foot clears it back into the Tottenham half, and that's going to be out for a Tottenham throw. Manchester United do look dangerous on the counter-attack, on the opportunities that Martial or Rashford have been able to show off their pace, and Pogba certainly released to a more attacking location than where he was playing in the Mourinho era. Throw in for Trippier, gives it short to Dele Alli. Back to Kieran Trippier again, and right-footed up towards the halfway line. Controlled on the upper thigh by Harry Kane, who scoops one over the top. That was intended for Sissoko to go after. Now Sissoko's pulled up lame here.
Yeah,
a little hop in his run, and Sissoko gave up halfway in pursuit of that, and he's going to need some treatment. Danny Mills.
This is hamstring or his calf. It's just tightened up a little bit. Might be very, very lucky if he doesn't have to go off. He pulled up sharply.
Substitutes available in terms of midfielders. They've got young Oliver Skipp. This would be a hell of a game for the teenager to come into. Eric Lamela scored against Manchester United a few seasons ago. The others are defenders, Foyt, Sanchez and Rose, and then Llorente is the striking option on the bench for Tottenham. And Sissoko is down to receiving treatment, and a chance to just sum up the opening 38 minutes of this game. Interesting actually that young Oliver Skipp has gone to warm up. If he does come on, it would be his 6th appearance in the Premier League. Only made his Premier League debut at the start of December, so he's featured quite regularly over the last month or so. Possession stats still firmly in Tottenham's favour, 60-40. But on the overall flow of the game, there's been chances at both ends, and I think they are going to make a change.
Lamela, I think it's going to be.
Yeah, Sissoko's going to have to come off before half-time.
His right groin is just gone. He pulled up very, very sharply, no surprise that he's struggling a bit. But no, you're right, Tottenham I think have dominated this game. They look the more organised as a team unit, settled. Manchester United are playing with 3 up front. Conor, you've watched a lot more of Manchester United probably than I have this season, especially all the criticisms under Mourinho. Are they any more attacking today than what they were under Mourinho?
Yeah, I think so. I do think. I think the big problem, and going to
They've only had 2 shots in the whole game.
No, sure, but they've had the ball in the penalty area. They've had the wingers playing as wingers. I think a lot of the problem has been, in particularly the games I've seen at Old Trafford this season, it was the full-backs were providing the width and getting barely into the opponent's half and then playing long balls from there. Whereas with and they're proper wingers today, aren't they? Rashford and Martial have not been playing through the centre or anything like it. I think that width is what gives the attacking presence as much as anything. Play back underway here. Where's Sissoko gone? He's back on. He's back on and playing, so he's going to try and run it through. Lamela has taken off his tracksuit. They'll probably, if Sissoko's able to, they'll probably just try and get it through to half-time now. 4.5 minutes of normal time to go until the break, and then they can assess Sissoko further. But he pulled up, he's had the treatment, he's not running comfortably down there. I've got my eye on him at the moment in the midfield. Manchester United in possession. Luke Shaw coming on a burst forward, hasn't come forward all that often in the game, but got Martial outside him on the left-hand side. Trippier comes to give a little bit of support. Back to Pogba now, 15 yards outside the penalty area. Crossfield ball to the near side, controlled on the instep by Ashley Young. Back to Herrera now. Tottenham have got 9 men back behind the ball. Only Kane and Son are remaining forward. Lingard to Herrera, been forced to retreat. Great pressure by Winks there, forcing Herrera back. He gives it on to Young, and then it breaks down. That's all due to the persistence of Harry Winks there, as Manchester United struggle to hold on to possession and are forced back into their own half. Danny Mills.
Fabulous pressure and closing down from Tottenham.
Sissoko's down again.
Yeah, he's just dropped down.
Tottenham temporarily playing with 10 men. Tottenham fans booing, but Manchester United under no obligation to put it out. Martial tries to go around Trippier, ball goes out of play, and now Tottenham will be able to make the change. Hang on, there's a bit of a scuffle got on the far side. Bit of handbags. Martial being pushed away by his teammate Lingard.
Well, Trippier went and pushed him for no reason whatsoever. I don't know why Trippier would get involved in that. The ball was out of play, it was Tottenham's throw-in. Time to make their substitution, and he just went and gave Martial a little shove. I mean, was he expecting Martial to put the ball out? Was he trying to say that he dived? I think maybe he was saying you should have put the ball out of play. Tottenham had the opportunity when Sissoko went down injured for 2 or 3 minutes. They could have taken him off and they could have made the substitution. They chose not to, knowing full well that he was carrying a problem. So no, Manchester United don't have to put the ball out of their play because he's gone down injured again and they're on the attack.
No, I mean, it's not an outrageous shove by Trippier, just a little push into the waist of Martial, but Martial reacts and then a bit of handbags for a moment. The substitution's been made. Lamela is on, replacing the injured Sissoko, so we'll see if that changes any of the formation and tactics for Pochettino here. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 0, a game with so many subplots. The two men who hope to become perhaps the permanent managers of Manchester United in the future. That's not too much of a stretch to say. This is Dele Alli into the penalty area for Spurs. Kane made a good run, but tracked all the way by Lindelof. Lindelof, who looks to have improved a bit in recent weeks as well, making sure that Harry Kane couldn't get a sniff of a shot there.
Going to be interesting to see how this game plays out in the second half if it stays like this. I think it'll be interesting to hear what John Green thinks at half-time. I think United have played quite direct at times. I think purely down to the fact that as they've got the ball, they're looking to play that ball in behind very, very quickly at times, and they're looking for that one run in behind, that one runner to break through the lines of the Tottenham defence. That seems to be their only tactic at the moment, and I just wonder, will they get more and more direct and drop a little bit deeper as the game goes on?
I was thinking a lot of weight on the shoulders of Harry Winks, who has been an impressive performer this season for Tottenham, but he's the only sort of guy in the middle of the midfield there, because he's got Eriksen and Lamela, who we know are attacking midfielders. There's no other sort of defensive midfielder in there. Winks has got to carry a lot of the load on his own as Tottenham give it away. Now this is dangerous. Pogba from the centre circle gives a great ball in front of Rashford. This is a chance. Rashford in the penalty area, scores low beyond Hugo Lloris. Right-footed goal for Marcus Rashford, and Manchester United lead at Wembley. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hoping that his winning start as Manchester United boss is going to continue today. This is the first big test, and his team have taken the lead just before half-time. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 1. Marcus Rashford.
The ball given away by Kieran Trippier unnecessarily, tried to play it blind. It's exactly what I was talking about. That's what Manchester United have been looking for. That one decisive ball through, using the pace of Martial or Rashford on this occasion, and he picks out a brilliant finish right into the far corner. This is not an easy finish. He's wide, the angle's not particularly favourable, and he puts it just beyond the outstretched fingertips of Lloris, just inside the far post. A perfect finish.
Precision is the word for Marcus Rashford. Excellent pass from Pogba to release him. We know he's got the pace to get there, but then he doesn't rush it, he doesn't blast it. Precision, puts it exactly where it was going to be difficult for Lloris to stretch to. It's not a powerful shot, it's a well-placed shot, and even with perhaps a brush of the fingertips of Lloris, he couldn't push it away. It goes in close to the bottom of the post, and Manchester United lead. And this sets it up nicely, Danny, now for the second half. We're in stoppage time now ahead of the break at Wembley.
Well, it certainly does. You know, Tottenham have often been criticised in the past. I think Gary Neville not so long ago, didn't he, criticised Tottenham for having a soft underbelly, especially against the likes of Manchester United. Well, let's see what happens now in the second half.
It's the famous Roy Keane line, isn't it? Lads, it's Spurs.
Yeah, Tottenham have dominated this first half, have created more chances. Manchester, I mean, is it tactical genius, the way that Manchester United have played? Is it down that Trippier made a mistake, gave the ball away second or third time in this first half? A little bit of both, and maybe.
A significant goal for Marcus Rashford, in fact, in that he has now scored in 3 consecutive Premier League games. It is the first time in his career that he has scored in 3 top-flight matches in a row. He took the goal ever so well. For the minute the ball left Pogba's foot, you knew there was a chance on, and he took it with aplomb.
Well, what happens now, it plays into Manchester United's hands now, because they've been trying to play on the counter-attack. They've been looking to use exactly how they scored, that one ball through the middle to break that Tottenham defence, and one of their quick forward players get onto it. As Tottenham start to press in the second, well, when it gets to the second half and squeeze up the pitch, Manchester United, they're going to get more and more chances like that.
And that goal, Daddy, with the greatest respect to Lukaku, but that's why Rashford's in the team. I don't think Lukaku would have got onto that chance. There's the whistle for the break from Mike Dean. Well, what about that? The goal came very late, the closing seconds of normal time. in this first half. We've had 2 minutes of stoppages. Rashford walks off the pitch and down the tunnel. His goal, Jonathan Overhead, separates the teams, and Tottenham have it all to do now in the second half. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 1. Well, we're back underway here at Wembley. What I do know is that Gazzaniga played for Argentina in the most recent international break, so he is an up-and-coming goalkeeper. As you say, you almost feel, if you're a World Cup winning goalkeeper captain, you've almost got a divine right to be first choice for your club the following campaign. But I'm with the boys. I think Lloris could have done better. It's a good finish, accurate finish from Rashford, but I think Lloris on that occasion, big game here at Wembley, should have done better. 1-0 Tottenham lead, Rashford's goal. And Manchester United, the last time they lost a Premier League game when they were leading at half-time was over 4 years ago, September 2014. You might remember it, dramatic 5-3 defeat to Leicester. They don't throw away half-time leads all that often, but as Tottenham come forward with Son here on the left-hand side, more on that in a moment. Dele Alli's inside and Kane in a deeper position. Son outside the penalty area, shoots low, no power on it. Comfortably saved by De Gea. Listeners right around the world joining us via BBC's World Service, live at Wembley. Manchester United leading thanks to that Rashford goal, which came just before half-time. Since the start of the Premier League, the team that has come back to win most matches after trailing at half-time is Tottenham. So that's something for Tottenham fans to maybe cling to, as many of them making their way back to their seats here at Wembley. The second half already underway. No changes in personnel, no further changes. There was that 1-4 substitute with Lamela coming on for the injured Sissoko, but it's all working out for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in his bid to make it 6 wins out of 6 in the job. Here come Manchester United, first attack in the second half. Martial into the penalty area, left hand side, gives in a cross, header away by Ben Davies, only just about leaves the penalty area. Lingard with an uncertain touch, pounced upon by Dele Alli, and now Tottenham can look to counter-attack, but Eriksen's been fouled in the centre circle by Lingard quite clever there, I think, and the free kick to Tottenham. Danny Mills.
I think it's going to be intriguing second half. Tottenham have got to come out, and really show how good they are. I did think they were the better team in the first half, in which was a really good game. Manchester United playing quite direct at times. Their only real tactic is looking to put that early ball in behind the Tottenham defence. You know what, I'm more interested in your opinion on Chris Sutton's. Why would he want to play for Ireland?
Well, that is an ecumenical matter. That's as Father Taylor would say. With that, don't open that can of worms.
Ireland fans, ring in.
But no, the only thing I'm going to say is, it's not, for me, international football is not a career move. You play, if you feel you're Irish.
Would Chris have said that if Mr. Keane was in the studio?
No, but hang on, here come Tottenham. Harry Kane into the penalty area, right footed save by De Gea. Big save by the Spanish goalkeeper. That is Tottenham's first clean attempt on target of the game. Low shot from Kane, but it wasn't as precise as the Rashford attempt in the first half. He didn't tuck it in the corner. He gave De Gea a chance, and David De Gea, well, we know what a good goalkeeper he is. He made the save.
Good save or bad miss? I'm going to go down. That's a missed opportunity. That's right at David De Gea. I think either side of him, that's in the back of the net, but he hits De Gea rather than De Gea saving it.
Here comes Son attacking the edge of the penalty area, cuts back at himself, support from Dele Alli behind. Manchester United not very close to Dele Alli. Here comes the ball in, not good. He was almost caught in 2 minds between a shot and a cross, and he doesn't provide a hybrid of either, and it goes out for a goal kick to Manchester United. Just on the Declan Rice thing, if you, doesn't matter what country you're brought up in, if you feel you're English, if your parents, if maybe you've got one parent from one country, it's what you feel you are. It's not whether you think, I'll get more endorsement deals or I'll play for a better team. Surely it's like, if you feel you're English, you want to play for England. If you feel, you're not going to not play for the country you feel you're from, surely.
I think you should have to nail your colours to the mast. When you sign,
at what age though, when you're a kid?
When you sign a professional contract.
Yeah.
The moment you sign a professional contract, you say, this is the country I play for. Simple as that.
Yeah.
You can't flip-flop and keep changing and go from, I'm going to play so many non-competitive games for this.
Flip-flop, absolutely.
I'll play for the 21s, and I'm not getting a game, I'll go and play for somebody else.
More of that on 6:06 here at Wembley. Tottenham come forward again. Trippier crosses from the right-hand side, headed by Dele Alli. Good save again by De Gea, down to his left-hand side. That's twice now in a couple of minutes that David De Gea has denied Tottenham, who are trying to rouse a comeback here. They're 1-0 down at Wembley, but they've moved through the gears here since half-time. Tottenham have started this second half well. Pogba is tripped. He goes and takes a tumble. Dele Alli gets a yellow card for that. Free kick to Manchester United. It's been a good, bright start to this second half here at Wembley.
Ali knew what he was doing. Pogba was on the charge through the middle. He just tripped him, nothing more than that. 7 rollovers and a little bit of time wasting. But just before that, Ali had a great opportunity. I think it was just a little bit too high for him to be able to generate enough power to really trouble De Gea. It was a really good save, but he couldn't quite generate enough pace on the header to get it into the back of the net.
Paul Pogba, who has assisted the goal for Rashford that separates the teams here, he has now either scored or assisted more than half the goals that Manchester United have got since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been in charge. Pogba looks a different beast altogether from the latter stages of the Mourinho reign. Frankly, for much of the Mourinho reign, he's a player who, when made to feel wanted, produces the goods. 2 Serie A titles at Juventus, World Cup with France. And he is very interested here at Wembley as he goes chasing after Harry Winks in the midfield. Winks veering from right to left in midfield, helps it on to Dele Alli, closer to the Manchester United penalty area. Good interception by Ashley Young to make sure it doesn't run through to Son, and then another late challenge comes in. Ben Davis in on Lingard, free kick to Manchester United, and a chance for them to clear their lines in a right full-back position. 1-0 Manchester United lead.
But already 2 good opportunities for Tottenham in this second half. Harry Kane probably thought he should have done a little bit better when he was in one-on-one with De Gea, and he hit De Gea, in my opinion. Yes, it's a decent save, but De Gea didn't have to do too much.
Tottenham have it at the back. Mauricio Pochettino will be disappointed. His side had a majority of possession in that first half, but very well worked counter-attacking move. Pogba onto Rashford, and Manchester United able to take the lead before half-time. Here is Harry Winks near the centre circle, looking up. No obvious forward pass available. Tottenham retreat back to Alderweireld. Manchester United trying to hold a relatively high defensive line here, actually, with Dele Alli and Kane and Son all up on the shoulders of the defenders. But can the killer ball be made? This is Eriksen. If anyone can do it, he can. Forward to the feet of Dele Alli. Sliding in was Herrera. Good work for Manchester United to get it back again. Lingard onto Rashford. Back into the midfield. Herrera didn't even have to look, knew where Shaw was, and sends it over to the Manchester United left back, and the visitors move into Tottenham territory once again. Manchester United play from right to left as we look down. The red shirts, white shorts, red socks. Tottenham in white. Pogba, good ball in front of Young, who's up from right back, right hand side for Manchester United. Pogba continues the run to the edge of the penalty area, crossing position on the right hand side, closed down by 2 defenders, and it's going to go out for a corner to Manchester United, who lead 1-0 here at Wembley. 7 minutes played in the second half. Danny Mills.
Tottenham have got to keep their focus, keep doing what they've been doing, but what they have to be careful of is Manchester United counter-attacks. So much pace in that forward line, and even in the first half when Tottenham were on top, they did allow it to be 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3 at times, and that's a big risk.
So Manchester United corner will be taken by Ashley Young. It's going to be right-footed. It swings away from the goalkeeper. Stretching for it was Matic, but a brave diving header away, I think, from Ben Davis to clear the lines. But here come Manchester United again. Young, right-hand side, good cross, Pogba header, saved by Hugo Lloris. One French World Cup winner against another. Pogba's header was on target. Lloris makes the save.
Yeah, save from that very dodgy French goalkeeper. Not my words, Chris Sutton's words, those that want to call in. It was a comfortable save in the end. I think it was a little bit one for the TV, wasn't it? If that had gone in, I think I would have called him a dodgy goalkeeper.
Yes, Alistair Bruce Ball and Chris Sutton with us for 6:06 at the end of the live football here at Wembley. Here come Tottenham, 1-0 down. Son across the edge of the penalty area. Lamela. Eriksen now. Good hard work by the Manchester United players to close down space and make it difficult for Tottenham. Winks gets it short to the edge of the penalty area. Harry Kane leaves the ball behind him, and Phil Jones seems as surprised as anyone to see the ball at his feet there. Jones has got a problem. He's picked up an injury. He's hobbling. He raises both hands in the air there to Luke Shaw to say, "Don't pass the ball to me." Now he breaks into a bit of a jog, and Manchester United fans will be hoping that Phil Jones is able to run that knock off. Tottenham play it back into the Manchester United half from Trippier. Doesn't pick out a teammate. Matic has it, left full-back position. Infield to Herrera, who's got a bit of room here. Manchester United with a lot of energy. Remember, they've had the week off. They've been warm weather training in Dubai. Tottenham, who weren't able to do anything quite as flamboyant, they had to play in the League Cup in midweek since their FA Cup victory against Tranmere last weekend. This is Lingard in the midfield. Played the first half very much as a false nine, now operating more centrally, it would seem, as Martial spins it into the centre circle. Matic plays a 1-2 with Lingard. Now Luke Shaw. Manchester United are seeing more of the ball in this second half than they did over the course of the first half. This is Matic running along the halfway line, gives it back to Herrera. Tottenham sitting deep. Pogba, not the best touch. Lingard unable to get it, but Lindelof will run in, and Manchester United do hold on to possession. Here is Herrera, out to Young on the right hand side, 15 yards inside the Tottenham half. Everyone apart from Kane back behind the ball. Lingard will control it under pressure from Winks, gives it to Herrera once again. Manchester United slow and considered. Now Pogba turns, shoots, drills into the heels of Oliveira, goes back down for Pogba again. He could be in. It's saved. It's up and over the top by Lloris. Pogba close to another goal. He is a man on a mission. He charged his way into the penalty area there. He very nearly doubled Manchester United's lead.
I think that's an excellent save. He does incredibly well, Lloris. Pogba follows his run. It's his initial shot that balloons up into the air, and his very, very last minute throws his hand up and tips over. That is an excellent stop.
Yeah, nothing dodgy about that, because it didn't just need a fingertip, it needed to be pushed over the crossbar. Corner to Manchester United. Pogba is reveling here. He's absolutely loving this. Here comes the corner, played in by Young, punched away by Lloris. Comes out to Rashford, who hits it on the volley, but miscues. Cheers to the Tottenham fans. It goes way wide. Goal kick to Tottenham. Manchester United look very good at the moment.
Manchester United's having a good spell. There's 10 minutes or so after half time. I think they've got to capitalise on it. You know, Tottenham not shell-shocked, but they haven't had as much possession as they did in the first half so far, but they will come back into it.
Manchester United pushing bodies forward. Maybe that'll make space for Tottenham to counter-attack. Poor ball by Eriksen, though. It was meant for Dele Alli. It was far too far in front of him, and it carries on through to David De Gea. This is 5-9 for the BBC. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 1. If you're joining our coverage late, Marcus Rashford, excellent finish beyond Lloris to put it 1-0 to Manchester United at the break. Here is Eriksen floating it forward, looking for Dele Alli. Lindelof backpedaling, good positioning. Wins the header on the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Ashley Young clears away on the right hand side. Did the last touch come off Lamela? No, it's going to be a Tottenham throw. Tottenham throw just inside Manchester United territory. Danny Mills.
Tottenham need to get hold of the ball, start passing it around again, go back to their game plan that was pretty much working in the first half, apart from them being able to put the ball into the back of the net. They dominated possession, they dominated the amount of chances that they created. Just need to get Eriksen on the ball more.
Here he is, Christian Eriksen, the Dane, down by the corner flag, closed down by Pogba. Long busting run by Pogba there to get back, but he has put it out for the corner to Tottenham, and across comes Lamela to take it. Now this is an opportunity for Tottenham to get some bodies forward. They have scored more goals from set pieces than any other Premier League side this season. Eriksen scores, Kane had it saved again by De Gea. That was a good header by Kane, but De Gea seemed to almost know it was going that side. He dived to his right and he makes the save.
Phil Jones was all over him, made it very, very difficult for Harry Kane. A quick corner from Tottenham. They were sharp, they were bright. Harry Kane, he just about gets in front of Phil Jones, who's fighting him all the way. And again, it's a comfortable save for David De Gea. Bounced just in front of him, took all the pace out of the ball.
Here comes Tottenham again. Eriksen over the top, Kane after it, but Lindelof chests it into space and then left-footed clears it away. And again, nothing fancy, just out for a throw. Tottenham fans refinding their voices here, cheering their team on, urging them forward. Mike Phelan out on the edge of the technical area for Manchester United. Pochettino with a dark scarf wrapped tightly around his neck gives a little word of encouragement to Christian Eriksen. 1-0 Manchester United lead. Oliveira floats it into space for Ben Davies on the far side. Short to Harry Winks near the halfway line. Rashford jogging over, not putting any immense pressure on him. So Son will now come forward in the left wing for Tottenham. Infield to Dele Alli. Back again to Winks. Well closed down by Matic, but Tottenham hold on to possession. Alderweireld to the near side to Trippier. Crush comes Martial to put some pressure on him, and Manchester United working very hard, and they win the ball back. This is Rashford, in slides Lamela to win it back for Tottenham. Applause to the Tottenham fans. Here comes Son, late challenge there by Rashford on one of the Tottenham players. Son gets to the edge of the penalty area, play continues, tries to smuggle it through to Dele Alli, but Manchester United clear it away, only as far as Winks, 15 yards outside the Manchester United penalty area. Eriksen, right of centre in midfield, has got Trippier outside him. 10 men back behind the ball for Manchester United. Tottenham play from left to right. Here is Winks, good search towards the edge of the penalty area. Trippier's available outside him, nicely weighted ball. Here comes the cross, Kane misses it. Lamela comes off his ear, the side of his head, goes wide either way. Goal kick to Manchester United. Tottenham are back creating chances again.
They were queuing up in the middle. Fabulous passing movement in and around the edge of the box. Harry Winks slips it inside Martial. It's a good ball into the box. I think Harry Kane just puts off Lamela. It hits his shoulder in the end. I mean, Harry Kane, he missed the ball actually, went for the head and missed it. And I think because of that, he was only a yard away from Lamela. Just took his eye off it.
Yeah, you're right. Lamela didn't think it was going to come through to him. 5 Live from the BBC at a packed Wembley. And here comes Harry Kane into the penalty area, down the right hand side. Lindelof tracking after him, good turn by Kane, onto his left boot, onto his right. Lindelof won't give up the ghost though, sticking to him like a shadow, intercepted now by Matic, and Manchester United clear it away. Pogba challenged by Winks, Pogba doesn't give up though, battles back and wins possession. There's a feisty atmosphere here. There's some strong challenges going in as Herrera plays it into space for Lingard. Son is running back. Lingard plays a 1-2 with Herrera once again, and now back to Luke Shaw on the left-hand side. There's a high tempo to this game. Martial into Lingard, back out to Martial, left wing for Manchester United. Trippier tries to get close to him. Lingard pushes in front of Martial. That's a lovely ball. Martial into the penalty area, left foot, right foot, then he holds it up for Pogba. Saved by Lloris again. 3 times in this second half. Paul Pogba has had attempts on target, and on all 3 occasions they've been saved by his French teammate. Down goes Kane, free kick for the challenge from Phil Jones. Well, you can hardly take a moment here. Play back underway immediately. Lamela, sliding challenge comes in from Luke Shaw. Mike Dean's happy with it. Then Shaw's tripped by Trippier. That will be a free kick. Free kick to Manchester United. Much to discuss, Danny Mills.
Not sure that was. I think Luke Shaw seemed to throw himself to the ground quite easily. Just before that, though, Lloris, it's a good save. I think there might be a slight deflection. Just getting a replay now. I think it caught maybe Ben Davies and just took a little bit of a sting out of the shot. Yeah, it does. Takes a little deflection. Just catches Ben Davies. Also almost moves it into the pass of Hugo Lloris, but just took a lot of the power out of Paul Pogba's side foot. But it's very, very frantic at the moment.
Tottenham 0, Manchester United 1. Free kick to Manchester United. 10-12 yards into Tottenham territory. Tottenham have brought everyone back behind the ball. Ashley Young takes it short to Lingard, hoists it into the penalty area, and Lloris comes and punches. Wonder if he could have caught that, but he's opted to punch. Now Winks tries to counter-attack. Rough challenge comes in from Lindelof. Mike Dean was near that. He says it's okay. Ashley Young puts the ball one side of Son and runs around the other. Manchester United are exuding a confidence here, and they are leading Tottenham at Wembley.
Well, do you know what it is? Sorry, Connor. They're working hard, they're putting the effort in. They did not do that under Mourinho.
It's unrecognisable from the team that played for Mourinho.
So
absolutely.
Forget about tactics, forget about anything else. That is down to the players themselves.
And that is a huge part of being a football manager. You know, tactics is part of it, team select, but having the players in the right frame of mind that they want it as badly as Manchester United.
Players have got to do that for themselves. It's almost a little bit embarrassing how overnight the Manchester United players went, well, actually, we're not going to try that hard. Oh, the manager's gone now. Now we're going to put in every single effort. That's nothing to do with managers, whatever. That's down to players' attitudes.
Throw in on the far side of the pitch from us. Manchester United throw, right hand side for the visitors. Mauricio Pochettino still standing on the edge of his technical area, hands deep in his pockets. Tottenham have it on the edge of their box. Vertonghen, first appearance for him in a month in all competitions, clears it up towards Harry Kane, who turns Lindelof this time. Got Dele Alli outside him. Kane comes infield. That's very good. This is Eriksen. No one on the right wing for Tottenham. Eriksen from miles out shoots. He was never going to beat De Gea from there. I mean, he's more than 10 yards outside the penalty area. De Gea makes a comfortable save.
It would have had to be an absolute worldie flying into the top corner. never really caught hold of it, and he did have other options around him.
Christian Eriksen, who has been in the goals lately, hadn't scored at all in the Premier League up until a month ago, but he's got 4 goals in the last 4 weeks in the top flight. Shaw here plays it forward for Manchester United. Lingard in possession now on the left wing. There's just a bounce in the step of the Manchester United players that has them not just in front of the scoreboard, but on top in the flow of play as well. Pogba onto Lingard, attacking the Tottenham penalty area. Luke Shaw's up in an attacking position. He leaves the ball for Pogba. Pogba gives it out to Martial. Manchester United with a lot of options on this left wing. Pogba's going to lose it here. That's good work from Lamela. Getting it back for Tottenham now. Can Spurs hit on the counter-attack? 3-on-3. Brilliant ball from Kane. Dele Alli is in here. If he's got the legs, here he goes. Dele Alli saved! Saved by De Gea one-on-one. Eriksen is following up and he's tripped. And a free kick to Tottenham on the edge of the penalty area. That was the moment. Dele Alli looked odds on to equalise, but David De Gea stood tall once more.
I think it's another disappointing finish from Dele Alli. Way too close to David De Gea. I think I put the curse of the commentator on them. I said at the start, Harry Kane, Dele Alli, 1 in 2 finishers. Give them 1 or 2 chances, they score. They've both had a couple of chances and neither have scored so far. It was a fabulous breakaway, but he hits David De Gea rather than David De Gea have to make a big movement or a dive and save it. But now this is a dangerous position. 10 yards outside the penalty area, just to the right hand side. Perfect territory for Christian Eriksen.
I think there's a lot of merit to what you say, Denny. It's coincidental how many times though De Gea ends up in that position where other goalkeepers goes through their legs, goes just to the side of their legs, the same shot. Somehow he gets his leg in front of it.
With his feet, he's an exceptional goalkeeper, probably the best in the world with his feet at saving it. But you've got to put it either side of him in that situation, one-on-one.
Midway through the second half, Manchester United lead 1-0. Tottenham though with a dangerous free kick here. Christian Eriksen is eyeing it up. Here he comes. Eriksen right-footed, wide to the left-hand side. It had the dip, it had the speed, it didn't have the accuracy. Tottenham still trail at Wembley.
I think he's tried to do David De Gea with the eyes and sort of pretend he's going to go over top of the wall into the near corner, and then he tries to whip it back across, hoping that De Gea's made maybe a little step to his left-hand side.
We still have 23 minutes to play, plus the stoppages.
Well, the cheers that people can hear, I'm sure they're listening to David De Gea, just slowing it down as much as possible. I know it's not, in this instance, doesn't apply, but the 6-second rule for goalkeepers, the most pointless law on the face of the planet. I've never, ever seen it been enforced since it was introduced, however many years ago. What a waste of a law.
I suppose the Danny Mills watching this game with us here at 5 Live. Wembley Stadium captivated. It's been a very interesting encounter, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with 5 wins out of 5 in the job before today. Is he about to make it 6? And what a statement that would be from him. Here's Winks, good turnaround. Matic in the midfield, he goes around him a second time, helps it on to Lamela who came on for the injured Sissoko before half time. Eriksen floats one over the top and he can't get it over Luke Shaw. In slides Lamela on Pogba. Play on, says the referee. Trippier gives it into Eriksen. Son's got a great position wide left if Eriksen sees it. Tries to play a short 1-2. Here's Kane in the penalty area. It won't sit up for him, and it's Matic who clears away for Manchester United, who are sitting deep now.
It's one of those games that just don't want to end. I know we've still got 25 minutes probably of injury time, but it's absolutely enthralling game, played at a frantic pace.
No, it is, and Manchester United, who started the second half very well and had a flurry of attacking passages of play, now it's Tottenham who are enjoying attacking pressure. Ben Davies preferred to Danny Rose at left back today for Spurs, gives it up to Son. Back to Davies again, now into the midfield to Lamela. Excellent closing down by Herrera. Manchester United midfield have worked very hard in this game. Lamela tries to spin away from Matic, has support from Winks here, midway inside the Manchester United half, central position. Kane gives it out wide to Trippier. Trippier waits for Kane to get back into position, rolls the ball short to Winks, now back to Trippier, now into the middle, and headed away by Phil Jones, only as far as Son. Not a good header from Jones. Son tries to get the angle to shoot, but it's blocked away off a defender, Lingard, and it goes out for a Tottenham corner, and the high tempo nature of this game continues.
Well, I've got a feeling we're going to be looking an awful lot to our right-hand side as Tottenham keep pushing and pushing and pushing to try and get this equaliser.
Ball placed carefully for the corner for Tottenham by Christian Eriksen. Manchester United are leaving 2 up, by the way. They're not bringing everyone back. Here it comes in, shot by Oliveira, goes back off the post. The corner from Eriksen was low. Oliveira attacked it on the front post, and he's so close to getting it in. I think it came back off the woodwork.
Save.
I
think on it to save. It's very, very close to the post.
Another free kick here for Tottenham as Harry Kane goes down. This game is being played 100 miles an hour at the moment. Clumsy challenge by Phil Jones. He was leaning all over Harry Kane there, and it's a free kick 10 yards outside the penalty area.
I think it's an outstanding save by David De Gea.
If it is, that's remarkable.
The gap was left at the near post. Alderweireld gets across Rashford.
It is.
It's a fabulous save. We just said one of the best in the world with his feet, and he's proved it there.
It came back out with such a force, I assumed it must have hit the woodwork, but it's his boot, left boot of David De Gea. And, I don't think it's a great exaggeration to say that he is the man who's restored the lead for Manchester United. There have been 3, at least, point-blank saves he's had to make in this second half. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 1. 20 minutes to play. Nobody but Harry Kane standing over this free kick. There's no decoy, there's no dummy run. It's going to be Kane to hit it. Here he comes, over the wall, saved by De Gea. Good free kick, but a top-class save for the Spanish goalkeeper.
He saw it all the way, wasn't right in the top corner. Again, it's a really good save, but it's a save you'd expect a goalkeeper of his calibre to make.
Long clearance from De Gea into the Tottenham half. Trippier clears it away right-footed. Back into Manchester United territory. Matic controls. He's going to give it away here, straight to Alderweireld. It's another chance for Tottenham. Kane has been denied one-on-one. Alderweireld, Dele Alli, and Manchester United are preparing to make a substitution here at Wembley. Pogba's in possession at the moment. Can't pick out the run of Lingard, but foul on Rashford off the ball, and that's going to be a free kick. Free kick to Manchester United, and a chance for this substitution to be made. It's an interesting one. It'll be particularly interesting to see who's coming off. The man who's coming on is Romelu Lukaku, and he will replace Anthony Martial. So Manchester United will have Rashford and Lukaku on the pitch as they look to hold on to, or indeed increase, this 1-0 lead they have over Tottenham at Wembley.
Martial looks a little bit surprised, and he's not the only one, if I'm honest. Strange substitution, I think, unless they're thinking about maybe aerial ability, someone just to hold the ball up a little bit, take the pressure off. And I think Martial, that threat going forward, hasn't had an awful lot of the ball in the second half.
Well, the kind of Solskjaer gives a little high five and a pat on the shoulder to Anthony Martial. Free kick to Manchester United, which Luke Shaw is going to take. It's Rashford's goal that separates the teams if you're just joining us in 5 Live on the World Service for the BBC. So Shaw plays it forward towards Lukaku, and his first touch is to head the ball out of play. He thought there was a teammate outside him.
I think it was Overs that asked me earlier, can Tottenham challenge for the title? They may well come back and get a draw. They may well come back and win this game. But I still look at their squad, their strength in depth, look at their bench, and where is their game changer? Where is that when they need something different off the bench? Who do they have that can come on and do something a little bit different, a little bit special? They don't have it. Liverpool have those players. Manchester City have an abundance of those players, and that's the big difference.
Tottenham 0, Manchester United 1. Trippier takes the throw in. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is patting his hands down. There's a signal to teammates in the middle of the midfield. Lukaku is certainly playing as the spearhead now. If it was Lingard as the false 9, they've got a proper 9. Here come Tottenham. Dele Alli into the penalty area. Great composure. Great save again by David De Gea. He's been Manchester United's best player. Pogba's done really well in midfield, but De Gea continues to deny Tottenham.
Ali did fabulously well. Tottenham are taking another quick corner though.
Played short by Trippier to Lamela. Lamela pushed to the penalty area. It goes down, but the referee says no, that's just going to be a goal kick. Lamela took a tumble. Ball goes out of play. Goal kick to Manchester United.
Ali did incredibly well. He does what he does best. He gets into the box. A great touch with the outside of his right foot, and he's just looking to bend it into the far corner. And David De Gea is aware of what he wants to do and makes a very, very good save.
De Gea takes his time again over the goal kick. Still over quarter of an hour to play, plus the stoppages at Wembley. It's been a very entertaining game. Young goes long, looking for Lingard, backpedaling. Ben Davies wins the header. Hooked on by Christian Eriksen, cushion headed down by Dele Alli, and Tottenham come over the halfway line. Son to Eriksen, back out to Son on the left wing. Son, who's been in fine goal-scoring form lately, but can Tottenham come up with a goal? The chances they've had so far, we'll be discussing this, good saves from De Gea, but nothing's been stuck in a corner to make it extremely difficult for the goalkeeper. This is Eriksen floating one towards the right wing. Trippier's up from right back. Backpedaling was Luke Shaw. His header wasn't convincing at all. He's given it straight to Trippier. Tottenham remain on the attack. Eriksen, 10 yards outside the penalty area, gives it in towards Dele Alli. Good covering by Shaw, and he'll be the man to put it out. And it goes out off Lamela, and it'll be a goal kick to Manchester United. Good defending, Luke Shaw.
Yeah, it was. You do feel that if Tottenham can get one in the next few minutes, there's every chance they could go on and get a second. Manchester United just can't really get out of their own half at the moment.
And that's why it's such a good watch. It remains a game on a knife edge here. Second goal for Manchester United, different story, but at 1-0, this remains wide open with a quarter of an hour to play at Wembley. Tottenham, who have been attacking almost without halt for the last 10 minutes. De Gea's terrible clearance goes straight out of play and into the Manchester United bench. They'll hold on to it. That won't be thrown back quickly as a young ball boy goes scurrying in and retrieves it for Kieran Trippier. This is 5 Live for the BBC. Reminder, the first Monday Night Club of 2019 is tomorrow night on 5 Live, and from tomorrow morning we've got the daily tennis breakfast live from the Aussie Open from 7 o'clock, and we'll also have Andy Murray's first match of what is looking like his final tournament. That's all being built up to 7 a.m. on tennis breakfast on 5 Live as ball is played forward by Ashley Young up over the halfway line. And Lingard now might have been pushed in the back by Eriksen. Play on to the referee. Good feet from Lingard. Gets to the edge of the D, and then a last gasp challenge from Winks eventually brings him to a hold. Pogba tries a shot from a mile out. That's not troubling Hugo Lloris.
Lots of discussion on the Manchester United bench. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Michael Carrick, another one of his assistants. I think they're just trying to work out how to stop this onslaught of Tottenham pressure at the moment.
Son from left to right to Trippier. Poor ball in from Trippier and easily gathered by De Gea. That's the first poor cross that Trippier has executed today, and it was a difficult technique. He was trying to volley it first time back into the middle. He skewed it somewhat and gave it straight to De Gea, who again waits as long as he dares and then plays it long and high and up over the halfway line. Lukaku, who's only had 1 or 2 touches since coming on, flicks it to Rashford. Back into Lukaku. Now he holds it up, gives it back out to Rashford on the left-hand side, and Lukaku makes his way into the middle once again. Matic comes forward for Manchester United. Manchester United playing right to left as we look down. Dele Alli slides in. Looks like he's hurt himself in the process. He slid in on Pogba. Referee has blown the whistle and he's given a free kick to Tottenham. And that's interesting because Pogba throws the ball away and he's going to be shown a yellow card.
Dele Alli dived in and jarred his knee.
Yes, I think it's his own fault. I agree with you, Danny.
There was no. I don't think there was any contact. His foot gets stuck in the turf, and immediately he grabs his knee as he jars it. We've just seen it again on a replay. There's nothing wrong with that at all from Pogba. I can understand his frustrations.
Pogba is sort of slamming his own leg down as he anchors, but hang on, we get the other replay. So this is the view the referee saw from the back of the angle of myself and Dele. This is why it's so hard to be a referee. From the other side, you do see Paul Pogba raking his studs on the thigh of Dele Alli. This is why.
Well, so hang on. So then should he have been sent off?
Booking and then
kicks the ball away, because that's a bad foul. It was the other side that we couldn't see.
You never see that happen though, do you? But I know your point.
I know. The referee's side. So the referee has seen the stamp, and he's called because he's given Tottenham the free.
And then he throws the ball away.
Man United the free kick.
I think the reason Pogba threw the ball away is he saw the card was coming, perhaps.
They should send him off.
Here is Winks inside the centre circle. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 1.
It's a really poor challenge. He catches him on the thigh. That's a booking. He then throws the ball away. That's a second
feed by Lamela into Harry Kane. Left-footed shot too high. From the moment it left his boot, it was skybound, and it was not troubling David De Gea. And the Tottenham fans will throw the ball back quickly, but De Gea is going to waste a bit more here now as he prepares to take the goal kick. Match of the day 2 tonight. BBC 2 at 10:30.
Surely De Gea is going to pick up a yellow card.
For time wasting, yeah.
He won't be bothered.
Is this the day that the conversation about Tottenham being in the title race comes to an end? And many have been trying to keep that one, the embers burning for a while. If Yes, they come out of this match with no points to show. Do they have any chance of catching Liverpool and Manchester City? To be discussed with Alistair Bruce Ball and Chris Sutton. 6 of 6 coming up in 5 Live at the conclusion of the live football here at Wembley.
I'm pretty sure Chris will agree with me that they were never really in the title race. We don't often agree, but I think on that one we might.
A win for Tottenham here would put them ahead of Manchester City, but at the moment they're going to lose. And the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer revolution is going to gain a lot more traction, because it's all well and good some of the easy run of games. Tottenham at Wembley is not an easy game by any definition, and Manchester United are 10 minutes away from taking home a victory and 3 points. Tottenham are about to make a change. You mentioned, Daddy, about not having any major game changers on the bench. They're bringing on Fernando Llorente, who did score a bucket of goals against Tranmere in the FA Cup, but he's not done it Premier League level in a long time. Can he change things for Spurs here? He's coming on for weights.
Like you just said, it was against Tranmere. You know, that's not being disrespectful. It's not quite, you know, in the Premier League, is it? And that's the problem, I think, for Tottenham. They don't have the strength in depth to really compete with the top two when you look at the players that they have available on their bench, in their squads, players that are sat in the stands.
Fernando Llorente, hat-trick against Tranmere last weekend. His only other goal this season came against West Ham. That was in the League Cup in October. This is his 6th substitute appearance in the Premier League this season, and he doesn't have long. We're into the last 10 minutes now, but Llorente on for Harry Winks, and that's sort of any illusion of a defensive midfield now gone for Tottenham. Their midfield is now Lamela and Eriksen, with up top Ali, Son, Llorente and Kane. It's all out attack as Tottenham chase their way back into the game. Here comes Son towards the edge of the penalty area, gives it straight to Lindelof. Stretching through it is Herrera. Son battles on. Does he foul Herrera? Play on, says the referee. Son goes down. Tottenham fans thought he was fouled. Tottenham do regain possession anyway. Dele Alli gives it back inside his own half. Alderweireld to Trippier. Long ball forward. Llorente's trying to turn Lindelof. Lindelof's had a good game at the back for Manchester United. And then there's a foul. Llorente with a foul on Ashley Young. And Manchester United get a free kick, and they can waste a bit more time over that. And Manchester United also preparing to make another change. We're going to bring on a defender in a moment, but first, coming from Danny Mills.
Well, it's a little bit late from Llorente. It's one of those, he just puts his foot there as Ashley Young is his follow-through. Not convinced that Llorente means it, but as he's stretching to try and block the clearance, it's a sore one when you boot the bottom of somebody else's studs. It's really, really sore on the top of your foot, and that's what's happened to Ashley Young. But United making a defensive switch now.
And I was interested with Ashley Young just having received a knock there. Hope we might just pause this for a moment. Diogo Dalot is going to come on, and he will take the place of Jesse Lingard. So they're taking off a forward, and they're bringing on a defender, and the teenager will come on here as Manchester United look to hold on for the final 7.5 minutes.
So it's going to be interesting where he plays, Connor. I mean, United are defending quite well at the moment. You know, Tottenham are reduced to pot shots, half chances from distance. All of a sudden now, you start to disrupt things a little bit. Does that encourage Tottenham to come onto you even more?
It looks like Dalot's going to play on the right-hand side of the midfield. Ashley Young stays at right back. Dalot up ahead of him, operating where Lingard was before he was replaced. Pogba stretches in the midfield, gets it away from Lamela, out to Rashford, the scorer of the only goal of the game here at Wembley. Took it very well. Rashford there commits a foul on Trippier, free kick to Tottenham.
Oh, I thought the referee was going to pull a card out there, so he went to his pocket and then looked like he changed his mind.
Here comes Spurs again. Eriksen up towards Harry Kane, challenged by Herrera. That's good from Herrera to get it away from Kane, and now chance of a counter-attack. Lukaku goes sprinting after it, doesn't have the pace to get there, and out comes Lloris to the edge of the penalty area, and Tottenham have no time to waste. The clock ticks on. We have got just over 6 minutes to go. Dele Alli veering his way into the Manchester United half, slaloming right to left. Oh, good challenge by Dalot. Good recovery from Ben Davies to hold on to possession. Eriksen onto Lamela, the backing off him a little bit here. Lamela to Kane on the edge of the penalty area, turns into trouble in the shape of Herrera. Kane, who turned away from Phil Jones but ran right into Herrera, and Manchester United regained possession and should be able to clear it away. And Alderweireld crunches in again on Rashford, free kick to Manchester United.
Tottenham very, very high press, trying to win the ball back at every single opportunity. But here's one for Ali and Chris. to discuss with all the callers that want to phone in on 606. Is this the moment that Pochettino decides this Tottenham team is not enough? I've had no investment in the summer, I'm going to get none in this window. Have I taken this Tottenham team as far as I can possibly take them? Is it time for me to move on?
08085 909 693. Ali and Chris are waiting for your calls. 5 Live coming up very shortly as we see out the closing minutes of what's been a thrilling encounter at Wembley. It is still very tense here. 5 minutes plus the stoppages. I mean, there could be 3-4 minutes added on. We could have the bones of 10 minutes still to go, all told. Alderweireld comes up to the halfway line. Right-footed, looking for Son. That's an ambitious ball. Llorente gets there first and tries to flick it on. Ashley Young does well, puts himself in the position to clear it away, and right-footed he sends it back deep into the Tottenham half. Manchester United happy to give away the ball, but knowing that it's sending Tottenham back. Alderweireld will come again. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 1. The Rashford goal came after 44 minutes. Set up by Paul Pogba, who's continued his impressive statistics in terms of goals and assists since Solskjaer has taken charge. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on the verge here of making it 6 wins out of 6 as Manchester United coach. Son back to Dele Alli, right-footed into the penalty area. Llorente's up there trying to win a header, sits up for Kane, left-footed Kane, saved again by the legs of De Gea. David De Gea denies Tottenham once more and saves Manchester United. That was good movement from Tottenham. They come again. Lamela 15 yards outside the penalty area. Alderweireld onto Trippier, who's really got rid of any defensive duties. He's now playing as an out-and-out right back. Lamela 10 yards outside the box, scoops it in looking for Llorente, acrobatically away by Herrera. Matic completes the clearance. Anywhere will do for Manchester United as Lukaku storms after it. Good work from Lukaku. He's hungry to get there, and he's managed to turn for Tongan. This is Lukaku heading off towards the quarter flank, down the left-hand side. Alderweireld nips in, good, clever back heel, and Tottenham set in motion again. Tottenham aren't giving up, Danny Mills.
What a save from David De Gea. I think he has to get man of the match, surely. Okay, a lot of the saves, he's all about his positioning, but in the right place at the right time.
Sheer volume of them, though.
But 2 or 3 saves with his feet have been absolutely exceptional.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can talk about right place at the right time. You've got to get there, and his positioning is so good. Here come Tottenham. Dele Alli, 5 yards outside the box, scoops over the top. Son is offside, flag is raised, and it was covered well by Matic anyway. Manchester United's defence are working very, very hard, and they would hate to throw this lead away in the final 3 minutes. They all defended in a rigid line there, and they caught Son offside. 3 minutes to go.
Tottenham throwing everything forward, doing everything possible. Just watching the save, Harry Kane does brilliantly. Shifts the ball onto his left foot. David De Gea, very, very quick with his feet. Outstretched right leg, clears the ball once again.
Since Jose Mourinho left in the past month or so, Manchester United have won more Premier League points than Manchester City. They've won more Premier League points than Liverpool. It's been a 100% record for the Norwegian. And Tottenham hoping that they could come up with a late twist in this tale. Trippier's ball into the penalty area. Llorente got in ahead of Lindelof, but it sort of hit him in the stomach area and it wouldn't come down for a shot. Alderweireld gets it back again. Dele Alli alongside him, middle of the midfield. Christian Eriksen on his left, and further outside is Ben Davies. Back into Eriksen. Manchester United continue to work hard. Herrera's covered so much ground down there. Pogba with little shuttle spreads, trying to frustrate Tottenham as Son gives it out to Ben Davies on the left-hand side. Back into Son. Back into the middle to Dele Alli. Still a good 20 yards outside the penalty area. Closer to the D, though, is Lamela. Now into the box to Harry Kane. Back to goal. Gives it out to Kieran Trippier. Ball is in. Llorente controls it. Shoots straight at De Gea. De Gea saves again, and this time it really was straight at him.
Got stuck under Llorente's feet. He had a really good touch, but he couldn't quite manoeuvre his body to get a real good swing at it with his left foot. And in the end, it was just a little stabby shot towards De Gea. Unfortunately, it was straight at him. United is it McTominay's going to come on? But I think I just saw the fourth official. 4 minutes I think we're going to get of injury time.
4 minutes of stoppage time coming up. That hasn't started yet. Here's Rashford down the left-hand side for Manchester United. Cuts back at himself into the penalty area. Left-hand side. Good challenge by Trippier. And Tottenham will hold on to the ball and should be able to clear away here with Lamela. Tottenham, I mean, the number of shots on target in this game from Tottenham must be in double figures. Must be. And David De Gea has been able to save them all.
11.
Well, there you go. Now, here is Herrera, left-hand side, gets it back from Rashford. Manchester United need this, a spell of possession in the Tottenham half, because they've had to absorb an enormous amount of pressure. McTominay's been prepared to come on as a late sub. This is Herrera on the left-hand side. Half the dugouts are up on the edge of the technical area here. Mike Finnan's out there with Solskjaer. Pochettino's out there. Here comes Rashford into the penalty area again. Back to Pogba. These Tottenham players must be tired. They try to get back. Dalot, low ball into the penalty area. Lukaku couldn't get his body into position. Rashford tries to keep it alive, but that's a tired cross, and Tottenham get it back again. Now, Dele Alli, edge of his own penalty area, looks for options, sends it long. Llorente will jump in the air. Cushion header down, won't pick out Harry Kane. Matic is able to intercept. Confirmation that 4 minutes are being added on, and we're into those 4 minutes now. Herrera comes forward for Manchester United. Here's Lukaku with those fresh legs into the penalty area. Left-footed shot is deflected away off Ben Davies, and it goes for a Manchester United throw. It's a game that's been exciting from the very, very beginning, and it's continuing in that manner into stoppage time. Danny Mills.
Well, probably the best result possible, that for Manchester United. They're throwing 5 yards from the corner flag. Herrera's gone down with cramp. Is McTominay going to come on and replace him? Anyhow, substitution is imminent. But again, I'll say it again, is this the moment where Mauricio Pochettino finally thinks, actually, I cannot take this team any further. I've had no backing in the transfer market. I can't do any more than this.
And for all the improvements that Pochettino has brought to Tottenham, and let's face it, on their day they're exhilarating to watch, and they've won so many games. However, against the big teams, if it stays like this, Tottenham will have lost 5 of the 9 Premier League matches they've played here at Wembley against the big 6 teams in the Premier League, as Pogba tries a shot from miles out and comfortably saved by Hugo Lloris. The record against the big boys here has not been good for Tottenham at this stadium. Header by Phil Jones, beating Llorente in the air. Trippier's got to try to hold on to Rashford. Ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw in to Manchester United. Now they'll make the change. Pogba will be the man to be replaced. So Scott McTominay comes on for Paul Pogba, the Frenchman who set up the only goal of the game for Rashford. He is replaced and gets a standing ovation from the Manchester United fans.
That might be protect Paul Pogba as well. He's been a little bit hot-headed, hasn't he, last few minutes?
And he's booked as well.
Yeah, just thinking, well, we don't need him getting sent off. But if it stays the same and it doesn't change the next couple of minutes or so, this will be Tottenham's 6th loss of the season. You cannot win the Premier League losing 6 games.
The clock ticks on. We are midway through the 4 minutes being added on for stoppages. Tottenham go long. Llorente nods it down. Kane tries to get there, but Ashley Young get a head start on him. Tottenham get it back again with Christian Eriksen, well outside the penalty area, right of centre of the midfield. Pushes it on to Trippier. Here comes the cross. Llorente is up, beaten in the air by Lindelof. Good work by Lindelof. Kane will spill out of the penalty area on the far side to keep it alive. Gives it short to Dele Alli. His attempted chip is cut out. Tottenham get it back again though. Eriksen, what glorious vision to give it to Trippier on the right hand side, and then a desperate tackle from Luke Shaw puts it out for a corner. He flung himself at that, Shaw, and Tottenham have a corner on the right hand side.
Well, I think we're just about to tick in to the 3rd minute, so just over 60 seconds left. The ball won't come back, and I think it's the Tottenham fans.
I think there's these little cages behind the advertising board, and the ball got stuck in there. Eventually it has been retrieved. So there'll be a little bit more than the 4 minutes to be added on, because there's been injuries in the stoppage time. Here comes Lamella's corner. Tottenham running out of time. Swung in, De Gea comes and punches. That's confident goalkeeping. Gets it well outside the penalty area as well. Trippier gives it back out to Lamella, who taken the corner, and Dalot comes across and blocks the cross, and he celebrates that like he scored a goal. He had 2 clenched fists. He was delighted with himself, Dalot, that he'd been able to block the cross. Tottenham take the throw in quickly. Lamella crossing position on the right hand side. He's all left foot, sends in a low cross, headed away by Herrera. Back out to Christian Eriksen. Dele Alli on his left hand side, edge of the penalty area. Son is in the box, plays it in low, too close to Dalot. Dalot clears it away long and up over the halfway line, where Ben Davies is the only Tottenham player back there, and he pushes it to Lloris. Right, we've reached last chance time for Tottenham. Trippier goes long, taken down on the chest on the edge of the penalty area by Llorente. Kane stretches in the penalty area but can't get there. It was the cross from Llorente. He stretched like Gazza Euro 96, but Harry Kane couldn't get there, and it goes out for a Manchester United goal kick.
One final chance for Tottenham, and it was just a yard ahead of Harry Kane. He couldn't get there. And this is an absolute monumental victory for Manchester United. Pretty sure the moment David De Gea strikes this ball, the whistle will go, and that'll be it. 6 out of 6 for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. His first big test. He's got through it.
Tottenham fans in their droves are heading towards the exits. 6 wins out of 6 for Solskjaer, and this about to become the first time this season that Manchester United will beat one of the top 6 teams of the Premier League. Trippier has it. My team gives a look at the watch. Is there enough time for one more attack? Lloris goes long towards Llorente, flicks it on. Here's Lamel on the edge of the penalty area. Phil Jones lunges in on Kane. Surely he's fouled Kane there. Play on, says the referee. Manchester United come away with possession. McTominay up to the halfway line. He's got to be just sensible now. Don't give it away. Dalot on his right hand side. Dalot crosses into the middle where Rashford's all on his own. Rashford controls on the edge of the box, and the final whistle blows in Wembley. What about this? It feels like a very significant scoreline. Tottenham have now lost consecutive Premier League home games for the first time in almost 4 years, but it's the first time in over a decade that Manchester United Football Club have won 6 games in a row. It was billed as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first real test as Manchester United boss. He has passed it, and with flying colours. Danny Mills.
Well, he's done incredibly well. They played on the counter-attack in the first half. Rashford got his opportunity. Good finish. Some will criticise Hugo Lloris. I'm not convinced. But another big worry for Tottenham. Harry Kane is still down on the edge of the box, receiving treatment after that challenge from Phil Jones. So not only have they now lost 6 Premier League games, their superstar striker is down, and he doesn't look particularly comfortable.
Tottenham 9 points off the top of the table. Is their title aspiration gone completely now? David De Gea receiving a hero's welcome down on the pitch. This is simply an enormous result for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. What a turnaround since the change of manager. Jonathan Overton, what must Jose Mourinho feel if he's watching television pictures of that performance for Manchester United? They've beaten Tottenham by Marcus Rashford's goal to 0.